unfortunately, I spent the rest of most of last year actually outside of the United States. And so what I wanted to come back and sort of report to you here about how Occupy looks from the outside is the hope that you give everyone. Because people outside of the United States know that there's a problem here. They think we don't know. And when we stand up and we say that we know, everyone else in the world is so inspired by that. And I'm so inspired by you guys. And so my memory about the last year that I haven't been in all of the Occupy movements, but I've stopped in and I've seen the guys in DC and I've seen the guys in Boston and I've come here and seen what's going on here. And then going outside of the United States and seeing the way that people look at you, like people look at all of you and the hope that you give them about this world, it's incredible. So now I'm getting like this. I wanted to thank you for that and thank you for still being here. And I wanted to talk about what's going to happen next year. I hope that we keep coming back and we keep fighting for these things. And, you know, I've heard from people that got up here and spoke a lot about sort of the factionalism that was going on inside of the movement. But I have to tell you, because I haven't been here on a day-to-day basis, and I have to tell you that everybody else that's at home watching on their television, they don't know that. They look at us, and they see people who are empowered and activated and changing the world every day. So don't let what you feel here on a day-to-day basis change the message that the hope that we're creating in the world. So, sorry, I didn't mean to screw up that. Thank you, guys.
All right. And then we're going to break for some food.
My name is Desiree. For those of you who don't know me, my story is a little bit different. I was kind of in the same boat as the last speaker. I actually came from New York when I first kind of started realizing what was going on in the world. I was living in Florida and I was working for one of the biggest freaking corporations, Walt Disney World, and I realized as I looked at my paycheck every week that there was slight inequality between what Michael Eisner and the other CEOs were making as to what I was making per year. And I just so happened to decide that I had this pull inside of me. I didn't know what it was, but I knew there was something that I needed to do, like that was going on. There was something else to life. I couldn't just sit in a window and sell tickets and all this kind of stuff. So I saved up my money and I moved to New York. And it just so happened to be about 1 month and 2 days before Occupy started. And I knew about Occupy before I moved there, but I didn't move there for Occupy. I came down to Lower Manhattan about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, there you go.
About 10 o'clock in the morning on September 17th. There were a couple people that had started gathering already, but not too many. About 12 o'clock, hundreds and hundreds of people started flooding into Lower Manhattan. We started off at Bowling Green, and then the police started to kennel us in and push us towards the backside, towards the museum. So we decided to take another point, and we had a map with like different locations on it. So we decided to go to Zuccotti Park. And when we got there, we decided to have our first, actually not the first, because the first General Assembly was actually held at Bowling Green to decide to go to Zuccotti's. But once we got to Zuccotti, we decided as a General Assembly that we were going to stay the night there. We were going to hold down the park. And I remember all I had was one sheet and a little tiny pillow. And it was freezing that night. But it was the most beautiful thing in the world. And I woke up the next day, actually, when I still had an apartment at that time. When I was also working, I was working the day of the Brooklyn Bridge and the 700 mass arrests. I was getting tweets on my phone, and that was the day that I decided that I couldn't do this anymore. I quit my job, I moved out of my apartment, I moved into Zuccotti Park, and I lived there for just about a month and a half before we got evicted on November 15th.
Yeah.
And so from there, my biggest focus was around the stop and frisk policy that's in New York, and around police brutality and mass incarceration as well. That's taken me on a journey like I never even imagined. Coming from Florida, I always thought the police that was not the case. And but yeah, I've traveled from New York. I was also part of Occupy DC at McPherson Square for over a month and a half. Got evicted from there too. And then I've also traveled to NATO, Chicago. I went to the Occupy National Gathering in Philadelphia. And then I came out here to Los Angeles, and I've been here for almost 4 months now. Taking part in.
Welcome to LA.
Been taking part in the CCA action as well as working with LA Can, and I've also been part of Fort Hernandez. And it's been beautiful. I love everybody out here, and thank you.
Yes.
Food time! Please don't stampede the food server.
Line.
Love lines sometimes.
One line, one line.
They're a little bit hungry. I'm chilling. I'm just happy I could be here with all of the people. Wow, hey, how you been? Good to see you. I'm happy I could be here with my folks.
I'm trying to get some food right now, but maybe
Well, I think you got it right now, but maybe like when I want a break or something. When Stephanie wants a break.
They got stuff for vegans. They got stuff for meat eaters.
Mac and cheese?
So if you want some of this, I can only give you a little because this is for vegan. But I can okay. There you go. So
Oh, they got food for vegans. Good.
The donuts are for dessert. Come back.
I love it. You got food for us vegans?
Yeah, we do.
That's beautiful. They got food for vegans, so I might try a little. How you doing?
So you're at Venice last week.
Yes, indeed.
I saw him in Venice. I was like, hey, that guy was at Occupy.
Yes, indeed. We occupy art wherever we go.
today at Solidarity Park.
That's what's up. That's right, y'all. Live from the Occupy. Part 3. Tony B. I'm chilling.
Hey, Tony! I just see you standing there. Hey, man!
What's up, brother?
Shit, I haven't seen you since December 1st.
Good to see you, man. That's right. Good to see you.
You're outside the barrier. I was in, and then I went home to grab some more stuff and came back and the barriers were Good seeing you, Tony, man.
Good seeing you, brother.
Yeah. Are you still doing
Yeah.
stencils and art? and
Yeah.
everything? All right. You down at Venice Beach?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Shit, man.
I still got a lot of Occupy art.
Do you know where we're going to be tomorrow and Saturday?
Yeah.
Over at Fletcher Bauer? Yeah, okay. And then we'll be back here Monday morning.
Yeah. So I'll definitely be over there.
And Monday morning, I'm going to come in with about 80 picket signs on sticks, you know? And of those 80, I think about 40 of them are blank.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So people can do their own. So if you brought a stencil or two.
Yeah. I'll do something.
Okay. All right, man. So good seeing you.
Good
Shit.
to see you. That's what's up. Yes, yes, y'all. Occupy LA. Gotta love it. Peace. Tony B. Live and direct from the front lines. I'm out.